everybody, it's Angela here. Welcome back to my channel. Lovely to have you guys join me yet again. Would really like to say, if you're new and this is the first time you're popping by, a very warm welcome. And of course, ladies, all of you who support me all the time, a very, very special warm welcome to you guys. Loving all the comments that I get from you as always, and really just so overwhelmed by the support and the kindness that's shown to me every single week. So thank you guys so very much. All right, today I'm going to put together a little page in a Christmas journal that I'm working on. So I thought I'd share that with you. And it's going to be a little bit of a surprise, so you'll have to wait until the end, I'm afraid, because it's after work and I need to have this up in a few hours, and I'm really struggling to get to the deadline, so I am so sorry about that. So I like to normally make one beforehand. I've sort of mocked it up, so I'm hoping it all works out, so fingers crossed. All right, so what I'm going to use today is what we all have, are the toilet paper cores that I have been saving, because I like to use these in my journals. I have sprayed them with antibacterial spray, you'll be glad to know, because they've got plenty of that around at the moment. All right, so that has been done. And I do keep all of these. Now, the way I go about flattening these, obviously, I'll just take one because I've done the others already, is I do just squash it like that, and I do just run my bone folder over them like that. But what you can do, and what I did now, and it works perfectly, you can, if you don't have a Big Shot, had to think about that, a die cutting machine, if you do have one, just run these through. They make them flat in an instant. If you don't have a die cutting machine, you can just stand them under a pile of books, because that's what I used to do, and that works as well. All right, so you can also spray them with some ironing spray and iron them flat. I've tried that and that also works. So that's the way I go about making these really flat. All right, so you're going to need 3 of these. I'm going to give you the measurements of mine. I do understand that people's are different all over the world. So you see, I've just run them through the die cut machine, and look at that, super smooth, super flat. Yeah. All right, so I've got 2 that I've flattened, and I'll give you the measurements so that you can see. In inches, it is 3 inches wide by 4 1/4 inches in length. And in centimeters, it's 8 centimeters across and about 11 centimeters down. All right, so you're going to have 2. This is for me how they come when they're empty. So I'm having 2 as they are. These are approximate measures, and anything around that size is really going to work. If you don't have any toilet roll cores, you can just use some good strong cardstock. That would work as well. All right, so these are going to be little pockets. So you want 2 that size, and then the third one I have cut down, and you can see that it is still 3 inches across, but I've measured 2.5 inches and I've cut it off there. The centimeters, still 8 centimeters across, and I've measured 6 and just about 6.5 centimeters, and I've cut it off. So we've got one that's smaller. Okay, so what I did there after flattening them was I measured out some paper to cover the front of all of these. You're only going to see the front, so the rest we're going to stick on our page. So I have just cut out from the chapter 1 Christmas kit, because I'm working away the scraps, these 3 pieces that I had. So this comes from a page that is from the Snowy Christmas Garden Kit, and I'll have all the links down in the description box below this video, of course. This is from the blue page with all these beautiful little images which I love on there. So I've cut out a piece which will fit over the top of one of these like that. So I've just torn it to size. So that's the one. Then I've found another little scrap also from the same kit, And I love this because I'm going for like a, well, it is a lovely pale Christmas kit. So this is one of the ones with beautiful snow drenched trees. So I've just found a piece like that. All right, and then the last little piece was just a little gold flecked page, and I'm going to cover that with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take my glue stick, because I am going to stitch just around the 3 sides. Now if you're not going to stitch, or you don't have a sewing machine, you don't need to stitch, but I would then glue, I've cut this one but not meant to, glue the edge, the inner edge there at the bottom on the inside, and then make sure that you glue the paper down obviously right to the edges as well. Alright, so I just like the decorative finish of the stitching, and I do like to stitch things, so I'm just going to stick my glue stick, put that all over here, and then I'm going to just, it's easier for me to do it from the other side, and then I can just get that stuck down. I'm not worried that I opened that one because I am going to stitch around. Just don't know, I just noticed that once I'd cut it. Alright, so I am going to stitch around there in a minute. Okay, so it's just a case of putting on the glue stick and sticking it on. Yeah, I do find it easier this way for some reason. Like that. Yeah. And of course this one as well. Just stick it on there. That's enough of the glue stick. And then again, just stick that over like that. Okay, there we go. So we've got all of those done. Now I'm going to quickly run away and just stitch on 3 sides, leaving the top bit open, so we have a little pocket there. You can make a thumb notch if you want. Maybe we should do that. And I'll do that as well when I come back. You'll see that. So I'm going to do that to all 3 of these, and then I will see you back here in a minute. Alright, so we're back, and as you can see, I have covered those. They're lying beautifully flat, and I have just stitched around the border there, and just put in a little thumb spot. Never remember what that's called. Alright, so there we have it, the 3. Now I think I'm going to put some little bands on these, and I want to decorate these up quite a lot before I put them down and get going with everything else. So what I have decided to do, I'm still working with the scraps. I've torn a piece of one of the blue pages that I had from the kit there. This is about 1 inch wide. I've just torn it straight across. I'm probably going to end up trimming it, but I'm just going to put some ink on this middle section here, and I'm going to stick that, I have tried it already, just across the middle like that, and then I will just glue that in place. So hopefully I can get this glue to work, because earlier it was not, and I was really struggling with it. So hopefully it is going to work. Let's just try the little pin again. All right. So yeah, it's that time of the year, and it's really cold today. So I got home and I thought, gosh, the heating's on and it's freezing. So it's getting to winter, most definitely. Alright, so we've got a little bit of glue there, just enough to keep it in place. I've got that wrapping around the front, so I'm quite happy with that. Then I'm just going to turn it over, and I'm going to just put some glue just to stick each one. I'm not going to bother cutting it off, I don't think, because we're not going to see it. So why do it? Right, so we've got a little band going around there. So that's first little piece I'm going to put on. And then I thought I would do the same with this one. So I've got 2 pieces here. One is a piece of vintage music paper. So I'm going to just stick that on to that one like that. So let's think. Having a little think, like Winnie the Pooh. Think, think. So there we go. I think I'll have it about there. About there. Why not? Yeah. You can still see the snowman and then the little cute mouse. It's so adorable. I tell you, you can do such a lot with toilet roll cores. I love using them on all sorts. I have even made an envelope with them on the front. So they are really handy for quite a few different kinds of uses. So we've got that there. Now this is just another little piece, a really scrappy piece that is probably just, what is this? Yeah, 1/2 inch. So I've just going to do the middle, really using up the scraps, which is what we want to do. We don't want to have stuff collecting forever, do we? So this is all from that kit as well, obviously, except not the music paper. So love the colors and how they are muted, really pretty. So loving it all coming together. And hopefully, with any luck, I might have a little journal finished when I've thought up enough ideas to show you. So we've got that one. I'm liking that. It picks out the red. And then I've got this little piece over here that came off. Let me see if I can grab this. It was a sheet like this that comes from the kit. Excuse all my cuttings out. But I don't want to print more. And I've just torn it off the top there. So that was actually just a strip from there. And I thought I didn't want it to be too bold. I'm going to stick that. I'm just going to, again, just give this a bit of a, just in the middle here, like that. I'm going to stick that over this pretty bit there. And I'm going to stick that on over here, I think. Wait, maybe a little higher. Yeah, I think that's right. And then again, just this over there. Now, I've been talking to a few girls, well, young ladies, teenagers, about journaling recently, and I said that when I did my next video, they were so excited. I didn't think young people would get excited about journal making, but they were. So I said I would just mention and say a big shout out and hello to them during this video. So to Abby and the 2 Tears and Jack and Hasna and of course Meg. I just want to say hello, and I hope you're watching, and I hope that you're going to enjoy what I make today. And I don't normally do that, but that's especially for them. All right, so we've got these little bands over the pockets like that, and now I'm going to zhuzh them up a bit. So I was making these, and this was lying on my desk, so I've been putting together a whole lot of scraps and things lying on my desk this evening, and I thought I was going to stick that there. And then I found the inside bit from one I'd used before, and this is like a blue lovely duck egg glitter paper, and that's like a silvery gold piece. So I thought I would stick those down on top here. So I'm going to stick this one down first. I think it's going to be easier. And I've just put a little bit of ribbon, and all the ribbon I use today and always is from Plum Boutique. So I will leave the link for you in case you're keen. I just love their ribbon. It's so gorgeous, and it does I'm I'm terrible because when I buy these things and I don't want to use them because they're so pretty, so I've got to just get my act together and use them, because otherwise I'm going to need a house extension, and I'm not keen for a new mortgage. So I don't want to give my mother the opportunity to say you're a hoarder, you know. So she's been saying that to me most of my life. So I just don't want to give her that opportunity. And you see, this is what happens when you talk too much, because I did want to stick these little bits down, and I did want it to go underneath here. So now I don't think I can lift it up. So we'll have to leave that there and then just go to the edge and sort it out. So I've managed to use a little bit of these gorgeous lace piece that I got from the lovely Leanne. Gosh, now I'm full of glue. Sorry. And I have been so protective over this piece because I just love it, but oh, it just goes so beautifully with this kit. So this is just a scrap of fabric, and I've cut out this little snowman face with the blues, which I thought was really nice. And now I am going to grab some paper because my glue is doing the oozing thing. There we go. Right, done. And now we're going to just put some there and some there and get the lid on ever so quickly. Right, so now let's see, we're going to have a little piece like that. Just get it in the right position. And a little piece like that, I think. Yeah. So it just lifts it perfectly, and then what I'm going to do is I'll just turn that like that and save that little morsel for the next piece I want to decorate. Okay, so that's really looking lovely, and yes, I will keep those. Right, so we've got one little pocket done. This is a little piece of silk ribbon, and we've got a little pocket ready there. So far so good. I'll just put that to the side. This one, I wanted to keep this one pretty simple. What did I want to put on here? I think I wanted to bring out a little bit more of the red before I stick on this little label over there, I think. So let me just grab that quickly. Alright, so I've got a little bit of this red ribbon. I'm going to just try it. I'm not sure if I definitely want to do it or not. It's like, see how it looks. Let's see, if I stick that over there, if I stick it in the middle, it's going to cover everything up, and that's not what I want. So if I stick it over there, like that, just a little bit higher, and that a little bit lower, I think I'll be happy with that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I will just put a little bit of glue on there quickly and stick that on over there and turn that over, and then we can just stick that like that. Right, coming together. Right, so now this little label, which came from the kit, I'm just going to stick some glue over the back, and then we can stick that down as well. So hopefully I've got that in the right place, and luckily we've got two little snowflakes either side, so that worked out really well. Okay, so so far so good. I wanted to stick this down here, but I'm not sure that I'm going to do that, so we'll hang on to that for a minute. We'll get to that in a minute too. Right, so I've got that there. Then I had this little word that I've torn off, Merry and Bright. This comes from Pink Monarch Prints, so I will leave the link. I'm going to stick that on the middle there, like that. And then I do want to, hopefully this is not doing this in the right order. And then what I've got is, I've got these little lights. Well, they're not really lights, but they're like a ribbon thread that came from Plum Boutique as well. And I want to just drape that over here, over this section like that. And before I stick that down, I want to just mock up what I'm doing on the page. So I've just got a piece of parchment paper here, which is a very light blue, and I'm going to just see how this is all looking before I decide exactly where I want to attach those. So I think I want this one up at this side, and I want this one sort of more this side, and then this one I thought, let's see, a bit like that, a bit like that, and a bit like that, I think. Yeah, can you see that? And then I thought, well, should I not move this one over the front? So it's the big debate of the order of things. I think this one is going to be better, because if this one goes underneath, it's not going to look right. So we're going to have one over there, one further down, and one like that, I think. Yeah, move that slightly over like that. Quite liking that. And then I'm going to get this draped, I think, over there like that. I don't want it to get involved with that one, so because the card's got a slide in, so I'm mindful of that. I think I'm going to end up sticking it just under there like that, and then over there like that. What do you think? Or should I just put it, yeah, let's do it and it's tucked under there. I think that would be better. Right, so I know what I'm going to do there now. I'm going to take some double-sided tape, and I'm going to cut off 2 little bits here like that, and then I'm going to, right, so that one's got to be over here, so this is going to be tricky, isn't it? Why do I do these things to myself? Right, so I'm going to stick that over there, and I'm going to wrap it round the side, and then I'm going to dangle that up like that. It does dangle pretty well, and we are going to have it just like, I think, like that. So I'm going to just put this double-sided tape. I'm not taking the back side off, as you can see, and hopefully that's going to work as I want it to work. Okay, so it will stick up when it's on the page, so I'm happy with that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick these onto the page. So I'm going to take my glue, and I'm going to run it all over. Probably easier to use the 3-in-1 with this, but we'll go with this. And now it's a case of getting this in the right place. So I don't want it to be too high, and I don't want it to be too low. So I'm going to go with here. It's always daunting. It's always daunting when you haven't had a pre-run. You know, I haven't had a trailer, so haven't practiced the actual sticking down. And then I think I'm going to have this one over here, where we'll just check with the bottom piece first. So that one I wanted pretty much there, and then this one, I think this one needs to be a little higher so that it can dangle over the edge like that, I think. And I think that's going to look all right. It's coming together. It's coming together. Right, so yeah, I think I'm going to, that's in line with that there and there, so I think I'm all right. And I'm going to give it a go again with this. You could use double-sided tape with this. It would be a good easy option as well. And I will take off that double-sided tape in a sec as well. Okay, so let's just try that. Much easier with your pokey tool. Okay, so now we've got that all in place. Now it was at the top there and that bit there, so hopefully I've got that spot on. Okay, and I'm just lots of gauging here. Okay, there we go. Hopefully that's right. Fingers crossed, ladies, please. Okay. I love that dangling of that. I thought that was just so different. And then we've got this little one in the front. So we'll go back to this. This is always rearing to go. Can't go wrong with a bit of 3-in-1 beacon. Okay, and then we want to just get that in place. So let's just lift that up. That over there, like that. Just making sure I've got it nice and straight. Hopefully you can see all of this. Okay. Lovely. Okay, so we've got that sorted. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to stick on a few of the snowflakes that I wanted to stick on, and I'll just use the Fabri-Tac for that. So I keep saying Fabri-Tac, you know what I mean, don't you? Okay, so I wanted one of them. I had 3, so one's going to go here, and one's going to go here, and the other one's going to go on that side like that. So there's that. And then I've also got this little goodie that I thought would just finish it all off, and I'm going to stick that down. And I showed you how to make these in one of my previous videos. So if you go into the Christmas playlist, everything which is in the description box below, you will find everything that I do for Christmas, including these, on there as well, and you'll be able to see how to make those. Right, it's coming together. We're getting there, almost done. Now what I have done now is I've made 3 tags to go in here, so I'll quickly just show you what they look like. I'm sorry for all the glue. So the first one is one of the tags from the kit with a beautiful little mouse, and I've just backed it onto some glitter paper, which is the same as that, stitched around it and put in some of the beautiful bows from Plum Boutique and an eyelet. So this one's going to go in here. I'll just slide that in nicely like that. Just make sure that the bows are upright. Just get that nice and straight. So that's the one, and you'll have some little bits peeking over, but I quite like that. And then I made this little one, which is from the kit, and I've just put on these 2 pieces of ribbon and backed it onto the blue glitter just to give it a bit of sparkle. And hopefully I'm going to get this in here now that I've put all these things around it. There's always that, you know. So again, I'm going to just take my bone folder and loosen everything before, because I haven't tried it yet, of course, and I just want to make sure that everything is nice and loose. So there we go. Let's just not catch that little bauble is stuck behind there, but they can't help that. Okay, so that's all perfect. Loving that. And then the last one here, I did my own little thing. I tried something out. So I've got some fabric and some of that lovely Avril yarn, which is beautiful with some gold flecks in it. And then what I did was I took 3 buttons and sewed them on and made my own sort of little baubles with some sequins and drew in there. It's not quite amateurish really. I stuck it on a piece of glitter paper and I've just stamped Winter Wishes, which is from one of my stamps, and there you have it, a little tag like that. So I think it was just some, I love the antique sort of buttons and how they look like little dangles. So I was just having a bit of a mess about, but I thought it would work with this. So I thought I'd use it in here. So that one just goes in there like that. Okay, and that's our Avril yarn. So I just need to separate the tails. Maybe that one needs to cut off a little bit there. Okay, so there we have it. I hope that you guys like that. Sorry that I hadn't prepared an example up front, but I hope you do enjoy it. I do like how it's come out, and I like the combination of the reds with the much lighter Christmas shades. So there we have it. We've used some toilet roll holders, and we've stuck on some goodies, decorated it up, and I'm loving this little dangly bow here. I think it's really cute and something a little bit different. So I do hope you go and give this a bit of a try yourself. Go and have a look at your Christmas scraps and see how you can use some of those toilet paper holders or cores and have a little bit of fun with it. All right, everybody, thank you guys so very much. I look forward to planning the next video for you. I have a great idea, so I hope you're going to love it, or a couple of great ideas really. So thank you guys ever so much. Like the video if you like it, and feel welcome. Please leave a comment, that would be lovely. And I look forward to seeing you in the very next video then. Have a great week and goodbye.